Good evening, my name is Juan Pablo Ramirez, and I am going to talk to you about my participation in MUN. Well, first, participating in MUN made me realize how human rights, democracy, and inequality are great parts of global issues. I am seeing why everyone needs basic rights like healthcare and safety for a fair world. Democracy really matters too, since it is what gives a people's voice and keeps leaders in check. When we discuss identity and discrimination, I start to notice how certain policies impact marginalized groups, often unfairly, and seeing how power and bias work between together countries has made me think about how wealthier nations often end up calling the shots. Moon has shown me that if I want real change, we need to take real action and obviously focus on the deeper problems, not just the external ones and obvious. Um, Continuing, I am going to talk to you about the proposals that we explored in the committee and how we solved the study issue. In my committee, I looked a bunch of different proposals for solving the issue, each one of them with its own angle. Some countries focused on quick fixes like sending aid right away, while others wanted longer-term solutions like building infrastructure or reforming policies to prevent the issue from repeating. My proposal focused on how to give an effective solution to the problem, aiming to tackle the root causes, while other delegates leaned more toward the short-term relief. Richer nations frequently provided substantial funding, like the United States, for example, but with strict guidelines about the aid was to be used. I found smaller or developing nations that, with the other hand, they had greater flexibility, so they could uh, help in some particular requirements. The primary distinction was whether to prioritize short-term assistance or long-term fixes, so I attempted to have a balance between them, providing immediate relief to the solution to the problem, and also making plans for long-term change. Um, then I'm going to talk to you about the use of arguments. Um, my delegation wasn't always in favor of other countries' ideas, like the case in Myanmar, that my delegation was personally very different to their position. But even though they had other ideas and proposals, my position was to make a change to the situation and of the violence and violation of the human rights, and also hear the other country's solution to the problem. The proposal my delegation made was to make international fund to prevent the violation of human rights and take a moral action in affected countries like and regions. I'm going to talk to you about the how I became interested in this team. I became more interested and motivated to take action regarding to the issues that my delegation was investigating locally and internationally. By making more proposals to change the current situation in the affected countries, including the country my delegation was presenting, that was Bolivia. I can also become more interesting by investigating the situations that specifically affect the indigenous communities. And to end this this position, I'm going to talk to you about how I collaborated during the MUN. My collaboration during the process of the MUN was to make proposals to change the problematic that our committee was talking, and also to evidence other countries' defects and errors to change the present situation in other countries. This was all of my reflection. Thank you very much.